What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Texas on the channel. If you're new here, definitely click that subscribe button. So in a previous video, I went ahead and pulled the engine and transmission out of here, cleaning up the bay a lot, pressure washed it, all of that good stuff. And in this video, I plan on getting the engine and transmission right here mocked up in here, at least just sitting on jack stand or a jack or something, to kind of figure out where we need to set the mounts and the brackets for the mounts, I should say, because the mounts are already set, the factory mounts. We also have to get some like 14 gauge steel. The only thing I can find right now is 16 gauge, but I want it a little thicker. The 14 gauge would probably be perfect for the brackets for the engine mount. I'm sure 16 gauge would work, but like I said, I just want it to be a little bit thicker. So I'm gonna go ahead and back this up just a little bit, get that on the engine hoist, and try to squeeze it all in here. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you're new here, definitely click that subscribe button. So let's get to it. Okay, well, we got it somewhat in there. Now on this side, I don't think we're gonna have a lot of issue, mostly because this has tons of holes we can use for mounts. The engine does still need to go back a little bit, I think. It is still kind of a ways away from that firewall. The shifter location still isn't up through the hole. It's actually past it in the center console area where the seat is right now. So if you look, right here is the shifter hole. It's still not lined up. It's like right here. And if we go back farther, it's gonna be right here, which is really gonna suck. But I think that's the only option I have, is to go back that far. And yeah, this mount should be fine. The other side, that's where I see the issue, because we've got a bunch of stuff going on over here. First thing, we got this coolant port, which Max Heating Rods does make a swivel designed specifically for K-swap, so I'll probably be getting that for sure, mostly because this is just pointing directly towards these things. We still have to go back farther still, like I said. And this mount right here will not mount up once this is back farther. So that's a problem. Yeah, we still got quite a few little things we've got to figure out before I can even make an adapter or a mount. I might take this stock mount completely out of here. We might have to make a solid setup where it's just a bracket running directly to the frame, and that's if that'll even work. My big issue also is the engine is sitting at an angle, and I don't think I like that very much. It's kind of tilted, And that back end still needs to go up a little bit, which will help a little. But yeah, we're also sitting right on that cross member. It's kind of hard to see. As you can see, it's sitting right there. And we want it off of all of that stuff. We don't want it to sit on it. Like I said, since there's no tutorials, no one else has done this yet, I'm kind of on my own trying to figure this out. But good news is the bolt for the oil pan to drain the oil's right there, but we have to go back just a hair farther. So I'm gonna try to get it back farther and we'll see where everything lines up. Okay, I wanted to show you this. This is with the transmission in. This factory cross member was for the stock B2300 manual transmission. As you can see, one of the bolts actually fits perfectly in the hole. So that's a good location to bolt that. So I think that's the bolt hole I'm going to use. Now you can see up there, there's the factory 5-speed transmission hole. I am going to have to move it back. I will have to measure exactly how much farther back, but definitely will have to move back farther. But everything seems to be lining up back here. So I think I'm going to put a nut on that right there to hold it in place, and then we can get all the front figured out. Okay, I got it up a lot more where I need it, and the back has the bolt in it now. So this is where I'm gonna make my bracket. Now, unfortunately, I've went everywhere. Ace Hardware, Home Base, which is basically like a Home Depot, and I went to Tractor Supply. I still cannot find the right thickness of metal, so I'm just going to do a temporary bracket to hold it in, since we're still quite a ways from it running anyways. Basically just going to cut some of this steel that I got and then drill a couple holes. That way I can hold the engine in without the use of the engine hoist. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Now, using a piece of cardboard, I basically marked a couple holes and about what angle I'll need it. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark it, bend it, and then we can get this in there. Okay, well, there's one bracket to hold it in. Now, like I said, this is temporary. This isn't the permanent solution. This is just to hold it in. We will find a better way to make this, and once I do make it, I will show you that updated version. So now I'm going to do it to that side, and we can get this engine hoist off here. Okay, so I'm over here making this bracket. The drill dies, so I decided to put it on the charger, and I have the factory mount. So I was wondering if it would fit. You've got to be kidding me. The factory mount bracket lines up perfectly with the engine. What? So I'm probably gonna chop right here off the ugly part that we don't need and just use this, because that is definitely gonna be a strong bracket. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna do that real quick. so that actually worked really well using the factory bracket on the factory mount. For this side at least. The other side I wouldn't be able to do that. But this side just bolted right in with no problem. Now there's another hole right here, so I could put another bracket that goes over here to this other hole just for a little bit of added support. But that should definitely hold it in place, at least for the time being. Okay, the only thing left to do, since we got the mount over here bolted down with that makeshift bracket, and then we've got the bracket over here mounted in, transmissions bolted in. So now we're going to go ahead and lower it and see if it moves. I didn't even move at all. Perfect. So now I can go ahead and take all this off. So yeah, there it is, sitting under its own weight. I decided to put the exhaust manifold on, and it does have a clearance issue, as you can see here, but I'm still so shocked that that factory mount and bracket fit on this engine. We can definitely go through and modify that a little bit more to make it even more sturdy, but it is held up right now currently under its own brackets and stuff. That bracket back there, just temporary. Like I said, we'll figure out a better solution for that. But it is up off of everything. The oil pan has some clearance. I can still do oil changes perfectly. And I believe the engine is following the center line of the truck pretty well. So it's centered in the engine bay pretty good. Definitely making some huge progress. I still have to figure out that manifold though, because I definitely need it to run out. I'm not doing hood exit. I'm not doing side exit. I want full exhaust on this. It's just how I want this set up. And once we turbo it, of course, it'll be getting a little bit different setup, and it will not be hood exit like everyone thinks it will, but I might put an electronic dump on it so we can still have all them cool turbo noises while we're, you know, sitting at the stoplight and someone wants to run. But anyways, yeah, still gotta get the wiring harness, computer, still have a lot of stuff. That intake manifold is a must. So I'm still working on all the funds for that. Greatly appreciate everyone who has donated, raised over $300 in donations, which I've put all of that money into this. So huge shout out to each and every one of you. I put the credits at the end of the video so that way you guys can get your appreciation. There is the new water pump. I forgot to tell you I put that on, and my pulley that goes here for the AC power steering bypass. That will be on in a couple days, hopefully. But yeah, definitely happy that we got it all under its own weight. And for anyone who's wondering, the jack's right there, so it is officially 100% under its own weight. Okay, so there's the rear diff, and that's how far it is away from the drive shaft currently. So we don't have very far to go. The drive shaft is hooked in, and as you can see, the transmission is in there. It is bolted in. So yeah, we got to figure out that shifter location, which I have to do some measurements for that, but it doesn't seem too hard. As you can see, nothing holding the engine and transmission up. This jack stand's just holding the frame up. But yeah. Also, real quick, I wanted to point out the fact that the engine is slanted. If you were worried about that, where the oil pickup tube is, it's actually down that direction where it slants down, so all the oil would run into the pickup tube. So I think we should be okay on that. Now ideally I would like it to be completely level, but I'm just working with what I have here. Obviously if the engine blows, we'll probably know why, because it'd probably be starving for oil, but I don't think that will be the case because of where it is. Also, when doing oil changes, I will have to lift the back of the truck up quite a bit in the air to get it all to drain out that front hole because of the slant, which really sucks. But again, I am not a pro fabricator, and my fabricating buddy actually moved back to Tennessee, so I'm stuck doing this on my own. But you know what I always say, it is what it is. But just wanted to point that out real quick. That's basically it for this video. If you guys could please just hit that like button and share the video around on social media. It helps tremendously with my build. This is a pretty expensive little setup I'm doing, and nobody has done it yet, as far as I know, on the Mazda B2300 2004. So I'm basically paving the way here, and it is not cheap to do. So I greatly appreciate each and every one of you that watched all the way to the end without skipping around. You are amazing. But I am gonna go ahead and get off of here, and I will see you guys in the next video. And as I like to say, God bless, stay safe, stay awesome.